Over the past few years, more and more smaller manufacturers are popping up in disc golf. Some are investing heavily in producing their own discs, like Lone Star, for example. Others are utilizing crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter to launch their products, such as Luft Discs and Ocean Discs. Other companies rely on established manufacturers like Discraft, Innova, or MVP to make their discs. And perhaps one of the newest and least well known is Jester Disc Golf. And these are our first impressions. Hey everyone, it's Greg from Six Sided Discs. Huge thanks to Jester Disc Golf for sending us some discs to test. Make sure you watch until the end to find out how you can win a 3-disc set to test for yourself. Based in Central California, Jester Disc Golf is one of the newest brands in disc golf, with all 3 of their discs approved between January and August of 2023. While other newer manufacturers like Mint Discs and ThoughtSpace Athletics haven't been entirely forthcoming about who manufactures their discs, many of us have known all along that they were made by MVP. Jester Disc Golf, on the other hand, while they don't advertise it, does at least acknowledge that their discs are made by MVP. And since that curtain is pulled back slightly, perhaps we can better analyze and discuss and compare their discs to other discs that we may already know. First, let's talk about Jester Disc Golf's putter, the Love. Rated at 2301, the flight numbers alone give us our first opportunity to discuss what Jester Disc Golf calls one of their industry firsts, or what I think are more just unique things about how they make, stamp, and market their discs. Their flight numbers, at first glance, look just like any others. But where you might see other companies put a 0.5 on a flight number, Jester Disc Golf treats their flight numbers like an odometer, and just show the number moving from one to another to indicate that in-between stability. The Love is available in 3 different plastics. First up, we have Touch Plastic. Touch is their base plastic most similar to MVP's Electron. It combines a moderate amount of grip, durability, and stiffness all in one. And if you've thrown a Mint disc in Royal Plastic, you'll immediately recognize the feel of Touch Plastic. You can also get the Love in Taffy Plastic, which is MVP's opaque premium neutron plastic that many players already know and love. There is also a visual variation of Taffy called Radiant Taffy, which, as you may recognize, is MVP's Cosmic Neutron. Jester says that their premium plastics are more overstable than their baseline, so you should see the flight numbers of future runs stamped to reflect that. Let's take a quick look at how the Love flies off the tee. In Radiant Taffy, the Love doesn't get much flip up, holds briefly before a very generous fade. Taffy flies basically exactly the same, nice and overstable. While even in Touch Plastic, the Love is pretty overstable. Of course, with that overstability comes great accuracy and dependability, making the Touch a great putter for both throwing and putting, and well worth a look if you're in the market for a new putter. Another interesting feature of Jester Disc Golf is that many of their discs come with a QR code. The QR code at the bottom links to the product page on their website, making it quick and easy for people to learn more about a disc if they're just picking it up off a shelf. You will want to make sure that you remove that sticker before you go to throw it in a tournament, because I do believe the stickers would make it not legal for use in a PDGA sanctioned event. Next, let's talk about their mid-range, the Peace Train. Rated at 5.4, -2.1, we had a look at the Peace Train recently when we were testing the Mint Discs Lobster, because they are essentially the same disc. Now, don't get me wrong, you might think this is a bad thing. However, it most certainly is not. Why is it not a bad thing? Well, here's everything you need to know about the Mint Discs Lobster. So it's nearly impossible to find a Mint Disc Lobster, but it's extremely easy to find a Jester Peace Train. So why is everyone interested in the Lobster? Well, because it flies like this. You can get the Peace Train in taffy plastic, which is just like MVP's Neutron, or in shimmer plastic. Shimmer is the equivalent of MVP's plasma plastic, which takes us to Jester's third and final disc, the Dreamweaver. Now, the Dreamweaver is interesting because it's rated at 7, 5, -1, 1.5, which means that all 3 discs within Jester's lineup are sort of tailored to a more beginner type player. And what I find most interesting about this is that most companies, when they're coming out with their first few discs, really try to establish the staple discs within their lineup. You know, the Destroyer, the Firebird, the T-Bird, the Rock 3, whatever. But Jester Disc Golf says no. We don't care about trends. We don't care about expectations. We want to deliver discs that any player can take and enjoy throwing because it's all about the love of the game. And I personally just find that really admirable. It's a really interesting way to approach releasing your first few discs. And if you like that too, or you like how the Dreamweaver flies in just a second, maybe check out some of them. Let's take a look. The Dreamweaver is a smooth flying, slightly understable fairway driver, which is both versatile and workable. Thrown flat, it can effortlessly turn over. But thrown on hyzer, you can create some interesting shot shapes. Meaning it's great for wooded golf to make sure that you hit precise gaps or very specific lines. Jester Disc Golf's claims to industry firsts might be a bit of a stretch, but they are some things that set them apart from the competition. But there is quite a bit of competition. The big question I have is how are they going to compete against such a congested market, especially when Mint Discs, ThoughtSpace, Streamline, and Remix Disc Golf all use similar plastics and molds. How they fare against the competition remains to be seen, but they seem committed to disc golf purely because of the love of the game. And I can't think of anything more relatable than that. If you love the game and find yourself dreaming about the piece you find out on the course, leave a comment below and tell us how much you love disc golf and how you discovered it. We'll pick a comment at random 1 week after this video premieres to win this 3-disc set from Jester Disc Golf. While you're there in the comments, tell us about your favorite up-and-coming brand in disc golf and what you like about them. For Six Sided Discs, I'm Greg. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's do this real quick. Another unique feature of Jester Disc Golf is that He's like, maybe He's like, maybe I want to be on Team Jester Disc Golf.
Team Jester?
They have 3 molds.
That's it?
Yep. Boink. Whee!
Oh!
If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking the video, subscribing to our channel, or supporting us on Patreon. Your support makes this content possible.